Well, I guess it's I guess Chris is coming out today, so that's good. We're getting a late start. He had to take care of his pool, and I'm telling you, last night, I don't know, heat exhaustion or dehydration, fumes, combination of all three, lack of eating enough food, whatever it was. But I went down hard last night, and still this morning I got a massive headache that won't go away. So anyway, we're going to get to it. I'm going to bail on the rest of the pressure washing today, and we're going to start on the basement windows. So we're going to get a bit of rain in a little while, so I'm going to work on moving all this scrap metal over to the scrap metal pile I have going over there. It's endless collecting of scrap metal on this property. So I'm going to get these moved while he's on his way out here. He's stopping at Home Depot to grab me some more concrete because we got to fix a couple of the sills a little bit. And let's see how we make out today. Hopefully we can at least get a couple of those framed and in. That would be pretty nice. Well, that was the one-handed scrap metal move. Well, I'm getting technical advice from my buddy on different ways to install the basement windows and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I'm not a contractor. So my brother and my buddies are. So I was actually talking to my brother first, and then my buddy Matt called in. But while I was moving everything, we had the furnace downstairs, and it was just this behemoth old furnace. And it just had to go, so we just kind of busted the thing apart. It was junk and it just had to go. So I threw everything out of the basement, and I'm moving everything today. I didn't even realize what that furnace was, but one of the things was it had like Art Deco style trim on things. So like it's got this cool piece of trim on there, and then it's got, you know, chrome knobs to latch it on and whatnot. First time it was serviced was 71. So this thing's way older than me. Not way older, but a little older than me. But the cool part is, you know me, I'm a Chevy guy. Delco heat by General Motors. How cool is that? But Chris is here now. So we're gonna go downstairs, we're gonna take some measurements, make a plan, probably order lunch soon, and we're going to attempt to install basement windows. See how it goes. So we didn't do any time lapsing. Sorry. But you're welcome also, because that would have been painful to watch. Because this has literally been hours of planning and calculating and measurements and cutting stuff and making a plan and making templates, because I have 4 more windows after this one that are all the same. So tried to come up with the best way to build it so it could be built solid and installed properly and easy to repeat for all the other, not reasonably easy to repeat for all the rest of the windows. So I think we finally got it. So here's what we got. That's screwed from the bottom. This is screwed from the side. This has enough of a gap around it to be able to put some spray foam around it. And then I was on the fence about doing all spray foam to the side, but it was like 2 inches. So I decided to put one more there, and I'm gonna basically glue that to the concrete, glue that to the concrete, glue that to the concrete. And then we have a top board here that's gonna go in and tie them all together like so, and tie it out to the sill plate up there. So looks like it's all going to fit, so we're going to start fitting this thing in and hopefully at least have one window finalized. And then I have a 20 foot piece of trim upstairs that we got to cut down to 36¼ inches long, bunch of pieces. So before I let Chris go, I'm going to make him handle the other end of the banana 20 feet away from me while I keep running the chop saw and keep making it shorter and shorter. So let's see if we can get one window in, because with this one we still need to, I still need to make pieces that'll go on here on the outside afterwards, that'll screw to the face of this, and overhang. So then we put the window in from the back and it rests up against it, and then one up the top. So let's get some work done. It's already 5:30. Holy crap. You look at that. I mean, just look at that. I mean, look at that. First basement window is pretty much done. I'm still going to spray foam in and around all the cavities, and I'm going to concrete inside there and inside there. And then I got one bottom piece of trim on the outside bottom edge. You can see the light coming through right in there. But I'm going to wait for that bottom piece of trim until they're all done, because I want to do some sort of beveling so it makes sure it sheds and all that stuff and doesn't attract water and whatnot like that, and then get that one caulked in real nice. But this is huge. This is a lot of measuring and thinking and contemplating and everything else. And I was going to just put one board in. I was going to just frame it in like this, because I guess that's normal, just frame it into where the window is and then fill the rest with spray foam. But then I was thinking I have the face board that I want to overhang the window, so rather than that just kind of teetering on here, figured I'd do two, because then that face board on the outside is screwed to the face of this, and then it overhangs the side of the window. So the window goes in and rests right up against it. So that keeps that sealed nice. So that came out pretty well. And then I doubled up on the top so I could build this as an independent frame, and then slide the top one in last, bring that down, lock them all together. So I was able to screw all the tops in here, but the bottoms I had screwed upstairs on the bench. So I had these screwed, those all screwed, ready to go in. And this one here was also screwed together. And then, like I said, that top piece goes out, and yeah, this top one right here, because there's two, that one goes out and under the sill, and that is screwed up to the bottom of the sill and wedged into the foundation. And these are glued to the foundation, that's glued to the foundation. And I added two concrete anchors under the window in here. So I think that's pretty satisfying. So while I still have Chris captive, I'm going to go upstairs and we're going to chop up that 20-foot banana and make that into the smaller portion sizes so I can stop making all the rest of this. And I have a whole cut list up there of everything I need for all the rest of the windows. So now I can work on getting, probably tomorrow, get all those cut, make sure they're all just fine-tuned exactly what I want, and then just start smashing out a window and start putting it in. And then a couple of them I do got to do more concrete work on. Like this one here, this one's got a little more damage to it. So I'll have to do some concrete work there probably before I put the window in, just to make sure it's done right. And I think this one's got a little bit, oh no, not bad. Yeah, this one's got a little cornering off on top of those bottom dips that I want to fill up. But that was satisfying. So let's get the rest of this wrapped up and see where we land today. Well, seeing you guys spent so much time watching the boring time lapse, why don't we give you a look at the window on the outside? And like I said, it's all done except for the bottom piece of trim down there, and then I got to caulk all the edges. But I'm going to do all those at the same time once all the windows are done. But there she is. Not too bad. And I routed the edge here, and I know it opens the pores, and maybe it might let it grow mold maybe. But I just didn't like the sharp edge there for some reason. So I figured worst case scenario, I'll run a nice piece of tape right up to the edge, and I'll cover that with some good like paint that won't mildew or anything like that. Some like marine paint or something. But I still gotta make a filler piece in the bottom of this to fill this void under the bottom edge of the window. But outside of that, she's all wrapped up. We're looking good. Let's go cut up a banana. And that was a whole lot of cutting, but we got all the side uprights cut, the top and bottoms all cut, and all the faceboards cut, and oh, there's still 4 more top boards I need to cut. Those top boards, huh? Okay, I'm not done yet. Back to work. Can't believe I forgot to cut those boards. Guess what? No, I didn't. Because they're not right there. Didn't think I caught them. There they are. Yeah, so those are all the top and bottoms. So the sill that ramps out, the one that ties into the upper plate, and then all these are all the side uprights with all the angle cuts on the ends. These are all the face ones that go on the outside to retain the window. And those are the top ones that cross over all of these to make the top of the framing for the window. So, sun's just about to drop. So I'm done for the night, and it's about to start raining. I think it might actually just started. But the bottom boards I can't build the framing yet because the bottom and top boards will probably have to get trimmed a little here and there on width because it's fitting into the concrete foundation. So I measured them all and went with the widest measurement on all of them. So basically I just got to break out the windows, cut off all the existing nails and stuff like that, get everything cleaned up, go down there, try and fit them, trim them to size, and then screw them together, glue them in, and the next process will be very much faster. So that'll be way more satisfying to watch. So we'll see if this ties into the next video, which I'm not sure where I landed as far as day to day to give you guys a decent video every day. So this might tie into the next one. So hold on just a second, just in case. If not, thanks again for stopping in and watching. I appreciate all you guys, as always. Time for me to go find some dinner and take a shower.